Yeah, that's the sweet spot. You really hit it with, for you to manage optimal performance and health,
Mm.
especially as you get older, it does become a full-time job. Like I was thinking about
Yeah.
this the other day. I was thinking, how much money and time do I spend every week on training, boxing, supplements, prescriptions that I got to take.
IV
Um,
treatment,
yeah, IV treatment, sticking to the routine. It's a
Yeah.
lot. Like, real quick, I have a personal trainer now that I deal with twice a week. He's a
Mm.
former bodybuilder, used to coach, not coach, but rate or grade, bodybuilders on stage.
Mm.
And
Oh,
like
I
he's
was
the
a
kind of
judge.
yeah, judge. And
Yeah,
like
yeah. Mm.
he was the kind of guy that's like, okay, before we get started, because I'm like, I just want to balance myself out, right? He goes, okay, so before we get started, just strip down your boxers. All right. So you're standing there, he's like, all right, your rear delts suck, your hamstrings are fucking pathetic, your calves need work, but I think we can fix all this, right?
Yeah,
So I'm
yeah,
like, yeah, that's what I need. Like I need that guy.
yeah,
Like I don't want to,
yeah.
like, so there's that. Then I do boxing twice a week. And then I learned that boxing is counterintuitive to building strength and muscle, because he's
Mhm.
saying, if I'm going to build your legs, you can't be walking 10,000, 20,000,
Yeah,
steps
or
per day. Like
jump
you have to
rope.
cut that
Yeah,
back. Right. I'm like, okay, so
yeah.
that's interesting. I didn't know that either. And then you have to
Uh,
deal with, weekly IV treatments, because now I'm doing an IV bag every Friday with glutathione. Then I alternate that
what?
with phosphocholine. What's that?
Yeah. What is in your IV bag? Because I just started this about a year ago, and I'm fascinated on what people take
Yeah,
intravenously.
mine's a mixture of vitamins, so B vitamins, C vitamins,
Mhm.
like a cocktail of that. Then it's a cocktail of some amino acids, so muscle
Right.
building aminos,
Mhm.
nitric oxide boosting like L-arginine, L-citrulline,
Right. Mhm.
counters it with some immune health stuff like L-lysine. So there's this whole cocktail of like
Yeah.
aminos, and they squirt in the bag the glutathione. So that's one
Yeah.
week, and then the alternating week I do phosphocholine, which is really
Right.
good for cleaning up heavy metals in your body,
Right.
cleaning out things that are in your arteries, blockages,
Mhm.
fats,
Yeah.
whatever. So it has a lot
Yeah.
of
It's
enhancements on
yeah.
cardiovascular health, sexual performance, all that
Right.
sort of stuff, right? So that's a lot, and then you have to deal with the diet, because
Yeah.
sugar tastes good,
That's
right?
yeah. I know. Tell
We
me
all
about
know
it. I
that carbs
had
taste
2
good.
weeks of sugar in America.
Yeah. And, when you're 25, you can get away with smoking a big fat joint, eating a bag of Doritos, smashing it back with a protein shake, and wake up in the
Yeah.
morning and look ripped every day.
Yeah.
But when you get older, you really have to pay attention to your diet, right? You have to pay attention to
I
your carbs. You have to
I
take
think
everything.
I think as entrepreneurs, you're kind of cursed in that way because you're just so busy grinding that you're actually sitting in the same spot
That's the other
8,
problem
10
too.
hours, 12 hours per day.
Yeah.
Whereas when you were a dead broke teenager or 20-year-olds, you walked everywhere. So you got your steps in. And I think that was part of the reason why I stayed so lean. I
Yeah.
don't know how financially secure you were when you were 20, but I had
Broke.
not so much. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
broke. Right. So you walk to the bus, right? You take public transportation, you walk here, you walk there, you go to university, you walk around there all day. And that helps to keep you lean. You can eat pizza every day and it's fine. But then
Yeah.
you sit on your butt every day, trying to work and grow your business.
Yeah. My diet back then was, oh shit, McDonald's has what did they
Yeah.
have bacon cheeseburgers on sale?
Right.
5 or 6 bacon cheeseburgers and just smash those back, right? And you'd
Yeah.
still look good. Like, you could still
Uh-huh.
manage, your body would still manage to process it and turn it into muscle. It didn't matter when
Yeah.
you were young, but when you get older, it's a lot like you said, the older you get, it becomes more of
Mhm.
a full-time job. Like the amount of time and
Right.
money because I want to represent masculinity and strength when I'm talking to guys. Like I tell guys, do the fucking
Yeah.
work, pick up heavy shit,
Right.
learn how to fight.
Exactly.
I would be a hypocrite if I didn't do the work myself, right?
Mhm.
I tell guys, manage your blood labs. That's the other thing too, managing your blood labs. I mean, I get my blood pulled every 3.5 months. You look at guys'
Yeah,
blood work
good.
too, right?
Yeah, I do it all the time. I mean, I pull
Yeah.
mine every month because in
Yeah.
Thailand I can do
Monthly.
it every day. Yeah, I can do it monthly if I want. Yeah,
Wow.
because I run
Okay.
the experiments, and I like to stay on top of my health. And I've made plenty of mistakes regarding PEDs in the past.
Yeah.
So I just got to stay on top of my shit. And yeah, if people need help with blood work analysis, yeah, I'm always available for consultations. I
It's
mean,
amazing how your body changes too, because it's like,
yeah.
one of the things I learned over the last few years watching your videos and the other guys that you've worked with in the past as well is that
Mm.
kidneys are very sensitive to
Yeah.
androgens, especially. And kidneys seem to be the first thing that go when you're lifting heavy weights, stressing your body. You consume a
Mhm.
lot of protein, and you take androgens like even therapeutic testosterone at those levels. You really have to be mindful. So, I mean, if you're taking PEDs or if you're on TRT and you're not managing your blood properly, you could really end
Yeah.
up in a situation where your organ health suffers. And like you see guys die
Exactly.
very
Yeah.
quickly, when it gets into
No, so
their
when your kidneys fail, the heart fails and the liver fails quite rapidly after that.
right.
And people always blame particular steroids like boldenone is kidney toxic or trenbolone is kidney toxic or dianabol is kidney toxic. The only reason why they mention those compounds is because the studies have been performed. But when you look at the steroid family as a whole, you can't really find studies performed on primobolan or masteron or other PEDs regarding kidney health. What we
Mm,
do know is that kidney disease is more prominent in men because androgens, including testosterone, are not so good for kidney health. That's
yeah.
why naturally your testosterone levels decline. And that's why what you see with pets, for example, I just got 6 cats, so I really started hammering into the pets. You see that with cats and dogs, when they get neutered, castrated, they have less instance of kidney disease,
Hmm.
less issues regarding that. So as a bodybuilder or even somebody else on TRT, you're basically actively trying to damage your kidneys, even by staying on TRT, even though the quality of life improves substantially, right? TRT is
Hmm. Hmm.
great for business, great for productivity, great to keep your libido at older age. Man, there's a million benefits of TRT, but you really need to manage your blood pressure because even keeping these testosterone levels at higher levels than you would produce naturally might be not so good for your kidney health. Now, again, long-term data regarding TRT and kidney health, I wasn't really able to piece that together, conclusively.
Hmm.
But yeah, I think anybody on TRT or men in general, blood pressure management is the lowest hanging fruit you can pay attention to. More important than hair loss, more important than libido issues, more important than gyno or acne, blood pressure management. That's the most important thing any man can
It's
look at.
easy to
And you
do.
can do it. You can do it with cardio. You can do it with supplements. You can do it with your diet. You can do it by de-stressing, which is probably the hardest. And then there's medication to manage that, and whether that's Cialis, or telmisartan, an angiotensin receptor blocker. I mean, there's so many methods to control your blood pressure. So anybody that walks around with high blood pressure now, unless it's hereditary, and even then it's addressable, I don't see a reason why, unless you're morbidly obese and the
Mm.
fat is kind of compressing your veins, that's also a reason for high blood pressure or sleep apnea. So I think blood pressure, if you can address that, you're already light years ahead.
Mm.
You
Yeah,
know?
there was an interesting video I saw somewhere. I can't remember who did it to offer the
Mm.
credit, but um, I think the longest known study they've ever done on androgens and kidney health was kind of accidental. There was some, I think they were Korean monks, and
Okay.
and it was a time where they would castrate them, right? So they basically
Ah,
turned
yeah,
them
the
into
castrati.
eunuchs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think they found that the Korean monks that were eunuchs basically lived something like 30 or 35% longer than the
Wow.
general population because they didn't have
Mhm.
their nuts. And because you don't have nuts, you don't have testosterone and androgens, which
Yeah.
improves your kidney health. But I think the question really is okay, maybe you can live 35% longer as a eunuch, but
Yeah.
why would you want to? Like the entire point of
Yeah, but
you
you have 50,
being a
50% quality of life.
yeah, like I would rather knock a few years off the end
Yeah.
and live
Mhm.
better, during my prime years and live an extra like 35% longer to like 110 or something like that with
Right.
no Johnson. You know what I mean?
So what I would say is if you decide to go this route, TRT plus or TRT plus 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 plus, which is usually what it ends up anyway, right? A little bit of this, a little bit of that. You're just, let's say you live 100 years and you compress that into 75 years of a higher quality. That's how I looked at it. So
Mhm.
you actively make your life shorter, but the
Mhm.
quality of your life during this shorter time is substantially higher than anybody else. And I would not trade that for the world.
Yeah.
Now, will I regret it at 75 years old and the clock is ticking on me? Who knows?
I really hope you guys enjoyed that clip. If you want to watch the full-length podcast, you can find that over here, that clip's from. If you're newer to the channel, make sure you hit subscribe over here. And pinned down below in the top comment, you'll find a bunch of useful links to my website, my supplement line, books, and a bunch of other stuff. Have an amazing day. Peace out.